Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 4 of Crusader Kings 2 as Gangavadi. And once again, a very big thank you to my Patreon supporter, Gamer Cowboy, for sponsoring this entire series. He pretty much wanted very much to see some more Crusader Kings 2, so I decided to try and brush the dust off and remember how to play. So far, it's not going particularly well. Our first ruler died in the first episode, which I guess is fair. He was 65 when we started. He was liable to fall off the perch at any moment. But yeah, things are a little bit of a struggle. My liege's council is discontent. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, we weren't the malcontent. We are the pragmatist. That's fine. Discontent until the 31st of January 775. That's fine. Do you have no eyes? It looks like you have no eyes. Weird. Okay, so how are things going? The whole place is getting chopped up into little bits and pieces. Just this revolt is just weird how everything is getting cut up. Castletown has been built. That was quite quick. Some days I think I'm going insane. It is probably all in my head, but sometimes I notice people staring at me. When my courtiers whisper, it is impossible to shake the suspicion that it might be about me. Being one of the cult of Kali Purusha always felt worth the risk, but I'm not so sure anymore. So we get stressed, which is not good. We lose some intrigue, some stewardship, some health and fertility. Although we've got quite a few health boosts anyway, so that's not too bad. We've got we're gaining an extra. Well, we gain +1 health from hunting focus, and half a health from the lover's memento. We have another mission. What have we got here? Tear down their idols again. Yep, it's another one of those ones which are always generally easy. It's the same temple, I think. I'll say it's the same temple. So let's go ahead and do that again. It is time. Let's avoid them again. Not do the killings. There's always the chance of getting caught, of course. So again, do we take the dark power or do we take the gold? Let's take the gold this time around because we are trying to build up our capital holdings. We'll still can dark deeds done in secret. Yep, so we still get ourselves 200 dark power. So that puts us up to 709 now, which is pretty decent. So 713, it's ticking up. We need 750 to get promoted. And that allows us to summon familiar, which is pretty cool. I mean, we could try and abduct somebody and execute them. But I don't really see the point. This karma goes up so slowly. The fact that I'm cynical doesn't help. But it literally takes us over 4 months to get 1 karma. I mean, that 11 karma is what I've gained since the beginning of the game. A priest from the local temple has arrived. Asking speak with you. I think I'm definitely not misreading that one. There's definitely a typo. My lord, the holy elephants in the temple are all sick. However, we have learned that there is a healer in the neighbouring province who is famous for healing ailing elephants. He is, however, most expensive. How unfortunate for you. There's some temple vassal opinion. Or we can pay 14 gold, reduces local revolt risk, temple vassal opinion goes up. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. If we were to go and upgrade another building in our capital holding, what would it be next? Potentially the keep. It is one of the most expensive, but having that garrison size and levy size is generally really good. Of course, we could get castle walls. Castle walls 2. That would actually give us a bit more income, though only a little. What are things like with... Oh, I haven't looked at the religion thing. Can't really do an awful lot with these, I don't think. Factions, intrigue. Ah, tech, it's there, going completely blind. Can't spend on any of these at the moment, though. Which is a bit of a shame. Can't boost anything. Things still ticking along. How's this war going? Oh, the revolts war? Who's winning this? Looks like it's, who's got the war score here? I guess this means you're winning. The guy who's leading the revolt is actually winning this. Although you might lose this battle here. You do seem to have the advantage, but your morale is going down more quickly. Looks like the tide might well be turning here. So, 94 war score. Let's see what happens when this battle is over. And now it's 100 war score. So actually, no, it is in your favour. Well, okay, you're at 100 war score now. This should end. There we go. It has. It's ended. And it's the same ruler. Yeah, so that's all been put down. Religious control mandate law. Okay. Still got these guys here who are sort of independent. But again, I have no way of declaring war on them. So I just literally have to sit around and wait. Which is most unfortunate. Any more minor titles that we could give away? Court Guru, no valid candidate. Court Tutor. Not really an awful lot of point, I think, but sure, why not? What have we got going here? Possible to rank up in society. Excellent. What have we got here? You've made the king like me a little bit more. Nice work. What else can we do with you, actually? Let's just not leave you there just trying to improve relations. There must be something we can do. Let's just go back to performing statecraft in the capital for now, then. Well, you just click on statecraft. You don't have to be in the capital. Rank up in society. Sure, let's go ahead and ask for that. So that will move us up to Jemadar, who I'm sure were the bad guys in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but okay. Let's have a look. I hereby grant you permission to advance to the next rank. Excellent. So now we get an extra intrigue. But that's hidden from the world at large, so they don't see that. And we can summon a familiar. Your fellow member of the cult has been caught. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people getting caught here, and it's making me nervous. So I'm going to try not to use my powers too much, because we want to avoid getting caught if we can. Ah, this seems to have sorted itself out now. That still doesn't particularly help me, of course, because I still can't declare war on them. I mean, I guess somebody could declare war on me. My wife is pregnant. Excellent. 5 more prestige. See, we're not doing too bad on things like gold and prestige and stuff like that, but yeah, it's getting the karma. The karma's tricky. Karma from vassal buildings, karma from tech. If we had more learning, what is our learning? It's quite low, isn't it? Yeah, our learning is only 2. If we had higher learning, I mean, you could potentially change our focus and go for, like, scholarship or something. But we haven't actually had any of the events from hunting focus yet. Because there are some that give you, like, permanent health or permanent martial, and it would be nice to get one of those. Intrigue, there's no sort of plots going on, no threats. Hold a Diwali feast, sure, let's get some monthly prestige. What do we want here? It's going to cost us more money than this anyway. The Indian Autumn Feast, tradition dictates that you offer a gift to your spouse. You should plan for this and buy something before the feast begins. Which you can do without gifts, perhaps a small perfume box or something. No, let's get her the jeweled necklace. Let's be lavish. Let's see what happens. Do you know what? I just had a moment there where my brain completely misfired. It happens often. I was reading that description about Diwali being a summer festival, and as you can see here, it's like it was in December. And I live in England, and I live in a city called Leicestershire. We have a very large Indian population that celebrates Diwali. There's big Diwali celebrations here every year, and again, it's always in November, I think it is. It's usually just end of October, beginning of November, so around about that sort of time usually anyway. And I thought, well, hang on a minute, Diwali's in winter, but then I remembered India's in the southern hemisphere and October, November, December is the middle of summer. I should know this because a very good friend of mine lives in Namibia, in the south of Africa, and they have their summer in the middle of winter. So, yeah, it's weird. The castle is decorated with flowers and colourful tapestries, carpets and ribbons. All of the guests have arrived, and there's a bustle of people all eager to and full of festive spirit. It's time for the feast to begin. Welcome all. I always have to sort of stop and remember that the Southern Hemisphere has their seasons the opposite way around. At the feast, it's time for the traditional ceremony of gifts. My wife is overjoyed with a magnificent gift. 30% chance that she falls in love. Did she? Did she fall in love? Are you in love with me? Well, she's pregnant, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, we have news from China. The long period of unrest and sporadic popular uprisings in China has turned into a full-blown civil war. Many think that Emperor Li Daizong is weak and has lost the mandate of heaven, even as he cowers in Kaifeng. Massive rebel armies are on the move, attacking loyalist strongholds. Still, the rebels have not yet gathered under a single leader, and different factions are even fighting each other. Silk Road profits have halved, and tributary states can use this opportunity to break free. China will not be able to assist them should they be attacked anyway. A house divided. There's also a thing, I don't know if there's a separate icon for it, there's probably one somewhere. Religions, cultures, economy. You can actually see the Silk Road. So this wiggly, swervy line is the Silk Road. And if you have any province where this Silk Road passes through, I think you can actually make a lot more money from it. The Silk Road just passed through some provinces, not through any of mine, but grabbing this province would be excellent because we'd have part of the Silk Road. So we definitely want to try and get this one if we get the opportunity to. The darkest night of Diwali is here, the most important night of the feast. Candles and lamps are lit everywhere, and the guests stroll across the painted and decorated floor wearing colourful dress. Rich and sweet food is served, and the drink is also plentiful. Rama and the Lakshi are honoured, celebrating the victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and hope and despair. 30 karma. Oh, well, that was worth doing then. Spend a little bit of money and just get a boost of karma. The feast is over, but it was a fantastic feast, and as the guests make their way home, you sit down and smile to yourself, pleased at how things turn out. I should do this again next year. Yes, certainly. I'm going to be able to get 30 karma a year from doing that for what is essentially like 30 gold. It's going to be well worth doing. Is there any other buildings that we want to get, that we can get? Military training ground would give us some light infantry. We are feudal, so really heavy infantry is better for us. Although straight up numbers of troops normally helps. Ideally we want both of these, and I think they're both more important than castle fortifications. We have another son who's going to get another name. I can't call them both Gamer Cowboy. So it's going to be Hardam. Let's go ahead and pop you in there. Okay, so let's go and get the light infantry and archers. Like I said, normally I'd want to get the heavy troops, the heavy infantry, because as a feudal society, you get more bonuses to your heavy infantry, but just having straight up numbers tends to be better. The White Tiger. Finally, we've actually got an event from our hunter focus. Lately, you have heard persistent rumours from peasants and travellers in the wilds that a strange mythical beast has been sighted in your realm. It's a white tiger, powerful and elusive. The common folk claim it comes from another world, and that the hunter who claims it will be imbued with divine power. Must send people out to find it. Let's go and get on with that. And we just wait and do some waiting and do a little bit more waiting. How are things going on actually with China? We've still we recently sent a eunuch. We couldn't send somebody else. Alright, but so even though you don't lose any grace when your ruler dies, all grace is lost should the dynasty change. So it doesn't matter if the Chinese emperor dies, because they'll get another emperor of the same dynasty. But if the dynasty changes, Never sure whether to say dynasty or dynasty. I think both are correct, but I tend to alternate between the two. So yeah, if the emperor dies, or the emperor is overthrown, the dynasty will change. I guess at least we're only going to use 200. We can't spend anything else anyway, so it might just end up being lost. After a lengthy discussion about the logistics of the upcoming ritual, my sister in darkness stood up abruptly, a depraved grin splitting her face. Well, I'm bored. Let's head down to the town and have some fun with the presents. Yes, about time I bring my new poisons. The tavern is packed when we arrived. She distracted the tavern keeper while I while I dosed. It looked like it was CL, but it's a D. While I dosed the barrels with blood of Jahi. An hour later, the mood was getting festive. 2 hours later, the crowd had descended into utter madness. So what do we get for this? We gain 100 dark power. We lose the trait patient and gain the trait cruel. That's a shame. Was I patient? Oh, that's a shame. I lose an intrigue, a diplomacy, a stewardship, and a learning. Aww. But we gain cruel, which gives us intrigue and some morale damage, and lose another diplomacy. Well, our diplomacy is going down the toilet then, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go see if we can take you as... Can we not take you as a concubine? No, because you're not in court. And you're married, which is why you won't come to court. Fine. What have we got here? Has demanded another soul to aid us in our glorious mission. So we need to make this guy our loyal servant, who is our priest, basically. So we want to use demonic possession. Sure, let's give it a go. Oh, I need to hit accept first. Whoops. In the middle of the night, I seclude myself in the room I had... Right, let me just make sure that mission did actually fire. Yes, it did. In the middle of the night, I seclude myself in the room I've meticulously prepared for tonight's dark tantras. With every step of the ritual completed, the air in the room grows more and more oppressing, until finally I sense I'm about to unleash a being of terrible power upon my unsuspecting foe. Do it. See what happens. See if it works. Did it? Did it work? Nothing seems to be happening. At least the slow fever seems to have moved on anyway. The ritual was a resounding success. He seems to have taken quite a liking to me and is now far more amiable to my suggestions. The unfortunate side effect is that he has become quite obviously insane. Did that not complete the mission? Yeah, it did complete the mission. Excellent. So how much dark power do I have now? 211. How much do I need to summon a familiar? 500. Okay. Though my last act of worship has been some time ago... No, it isn't. It was literally like 2 nights. I can still sense an inhuman touch upon my soul whenever I think about what I did. I have become a changed man. A tainted soul is a small price to pay. So I become arbitrary, so I lose some more stewardship and learning. Well, this isn't good, is it? Now my learning is right in the toilet. So my monthly karma... Actually, even though my learning has dropped, my karma hasn't gone down. So it must be a base figure there. But still, yeah, the stats are in the toilet at the moment. We're also stressed as well. Looks like we're in another war here. We're attacking somebody. And now she's been caught as well. Wow, everyone's getting caught and hung here. I'm surprised I haven't yet. A naked Jain ascetic has appeared at your court, seeking an audience. Sitting before you in the throne room, he criticises your lifestyle, calls you sinful, and speaks to you of the Jain ways of harmony and purity. Tell me more. Put some clothes on, man. Call me sinful, will you? Guards, take him out and behead him. Jain in your realm are insulted, but we can have some prestige, so sure. Good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the great white tiger. Saddle my horse. Or maybe even my elephant. The Tamali populace in Calcutta have now embraced the Kannadu culture. for them. Not too sure what impact that has on anything. Title loss and succession. The following titles will be lost. We still need to try and change that law if we can, don't we? We're going to try and change inheritance. Need to have reigned for 10 years or more, though. That's the problem. One of these must be true. Any held title is vice royalty. Yeah, we'll have to go for like elective gavel kind, maybe. You have gathered your followers. Yeah, an epic hunt it shall be. We've got an open council position here. We have lost our spy master. You really don't like me. You're that commander. Make my wife spy master, I suppose. And I'm guessing you're automatically scheming. Yeah, that's fine. Is that everybody's sort of kind of where they should be, doing what they should be? Children lack a focus. This is Gamer Cowboy. We are paused up. Your focus is going to be what exactly? You're pretty even across the board. Let's give you pride. Let's try and get you to be a mighty warrior for all of those wars that we can't fight because we lack the karma required to actually start any wars. But we'll see what we can do. Let's just keep our eye on intrigue. Yeah, no real plots or anything going on. We missed another opportunity to do the Diwali celebrations as well, didn't we? Recruiter court physician. Yes, we definitely want one of those. Hope I don't have to wait long. You spend weeks in the wilderness searching for any trace of your prey, but you are forced to return empty-handed. You are sure that no one's impressed by your failed adventure. It's my own failure. I can become humble. Now, that will give me some monthly karma. Proud will give me some monthly prestige. I would prefer the monthly karma. And we got it as well. We got humble. Great. So now we get... yeah, monthly karma is now 1.4. That's a lot better. Your scouts tell you of an Asturian missionary that just arrived in Srinagar, Patna. Long far away Cathay. The locals say he knows many remedies. Knowledge he's picked up during his travels. He would certainly be a worthy addition to your cause. His learning's not bad. He really doesn't like me. Looks like Abraham Lincoln. He's lustful and gluttonous. He's zealous and ambitious. Sure, let's take him. Let's take him on. Let's take him on and see what happens. Looks like, have we got... Oh, it's just this other war that we're in. Against who now? Who is this war? It's this guy here, isn't it? Yeah. And there are so many potential targets we could sort of take on. I'm just trying to break these up here. So yeah, we could easily like grab one of these provinces. It is in a different kingdom, of course. It's just actually getting to a point where we can actually declare a war. And we do still have our ally, do we not? Pacts. Yeah, we do still have an ally with our wife's father. Which is good. The militia training ground has been built. So we're up to 109k forces now. You're still on 312, although to be fair, we'd be fighting against the king, really, who is still quite low, actually. We could probably take on this entire duchy and still come out on top. Who are you subservient to anybody? No, so you're an independent ruler. You're still only a duke. You're still only a duke, but you're an independent duke. It's just trying to sort of get used to all of the... So these little circles are counts. The circles with the 8 points sticking out of them are dukes. The ones that have these sort of like the swirly sun pattern are kings. And I don't think there's an emperor yet. But they probably will be at some point. So there's a fair few kings around here. So I need to save up some money again if we're going to pay for something else. We could get the castle fortifications. But I think I'd sooner get the training ground. Your steward has collected a special tithe. Excellent. 38 gold. That'll help. So yeah, it's probably the barracks we want next for the heavy infantry and pikemen. So we'll save up for that. In fact, we're quite close to that, actually. What was it again? 145, basically. And we're on 141. So we'll soon be able to afford that. Comma is going up a fair bit quicker now. That's good. Our domain size has actually dropped a little bit. Now, that's unfortunate. Troublesome peasants. Local revolt risk's gone up a little bit there. So I think it's because we've just lost so much stewardship. That really hurts. Being a devil worshipper is not always all it's cracked up to be. I really should go for one of the other ones. I always go for the devil worship one because it just always feels the most fun. You know, you actually have stuff to do. But I'm going to end the video there because we have got over the 20-minute mark, so I think that is probably more than enough. When we come back next time, who knows, maybe we'll actually get into a war or something. I don't know. I need the karma before I can do anything. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Crusader Kings 2. Once again, many thanks to my Patreon supporter, Gamer Cowboy, for sponsoring this series. I will see you all on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.